Hey everybody, welcome to another video review. So while I'm on a roll with just talking about some of all the stuff I bought from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, I reviewed the lightsabers and I kind of showed off the droids. So I feel those are kind of like the highlight souvenirs. I don't want to call them collectibles because I don't think they're that limited. I mean, they're probably selling 700-800 a day, maybe more. I don't think they're collectible per se, but they're definitely really awesome souvenirs. Souvenirs of a price point and a quality that's really hard to sort of imagine, and they're pricey to boot. Again, the lightsaber, like I said, is north of 200, and then the droid is $100. $107 when you have tax and all of that stuff. So those are kind of like the big souvenirs, high ticket items. But there's a lot of little ones too. I mean, the shops are filled with things you can buy, costumes, and you can go from a $25,000 R2-D2 to $6,500 authentic life-size, First Order Stormtrooper costumes, Jedi robes, Emperor Palpatine's cane, Han Solo's dice. It goes on and on. So you can spend as little as much as you want. All sorts of cute little things. I think since I left, there's apparently like a little metallic thing that's like a gift card that people are loving. Okay, whatever, it's a metal gift card versus a plastic one. Different strokes for different folks, I suppose. So there's all sorts of, again, cute little things you can get into. So one of the things that I bought, that's a little bit, again, less expensive is this guy right over here. This is a, what is it, Kowakian spider lizard, I believe, is the actual species. And of course, this is a fine example of the one from Jabba's palace, Salacious Crumb. I'll just call him Salacious Crumb. I think they have another one from the TV series. Is it either Rebels or Clone Wars? I'm not 100% certain, but it's a lot more multicolored, like blue and orange and stuff. And I skipped that because, of course, I have no emotional attachment to it. And it just looked a little bit too bright for my tastes. I kind of like the more classic, brown color. That reminds me of the Salacious Crumb from Return of the Jedi. So I went in there, and one of my good friends, Joe Dunaway, who's a master predator and alien painter, who's worked with me for the better part of a decade. Kind of scary to say that, painting so many amazing predator kits for me. And he's from Wisconsin, and so obviously, again, he can't make it to Galaxy's Edge open anytime he wants. You have to fly all the way there. So he really wanted I think one of the little toads that you see outside Return of the Jedi, where the tongue comes out, and I think it gets a fly or something. I think you guys all remember, right? That famous scene where Return of the Jedi starts, and he wanted this thing. So I said, hey, I'm going to go to Galaxy's Edge. It'd be my pleasure to get one for you, to get both of them for you. So I was there. I figured I just might as well pick it up for myself as well. So here he is. So a few things that's a little bit interesting. Every other plush, as far as I know, comes with like a tag that gives you some basic instructions. And I don't know whether I got a weird one or a defective one, or whether that's just the way they do it with the Kowakian spider lizards or whatever. But he doesn't come with an instruction booklet. He doesn't come with a tag. This is brand new. The little cords here is all wrapped up in a circle. For sure, it's brand new. I was there. I bought one for him, one for myself. Both were brand new, but they didn't come with the instruction booklet. And apparently, one of the things that you can do with all these little critters in the bazaar, so to speak, is you can ask for like a so-called cage to put them in. The cage is just basically a glorified cardboard, thing, and it's huge. I mean, it would be impossible to ship them without a tremendous amount of money, and then you're carrying this thing around the park. So I didn't really care about the so-called cage. Again, it's not specific to this spider, this spider lizard or whatever, monkey lizard, whatever they want to call him. But I think they throw in the instruction booklet for this guy, I guess, when you put it in there. So I never got one for myself or for my friend Joe, and I was a little bit disappointed because if you don't have that, you don't really know how to use it. It's kind of odd. So how to kind of figure out what to do. So when I go back to Galaxy's Edge when it's open to the public, I might stop by and just ask him, hey, could I just get the instruction booklet, or what's the deal with this thing? So if you don't know it, you have to sort of work with it. So anyways, I'm going to turn the camera so I can kind of showcase this little guy off, and then I'll put the camera back toward me to sort of see what we can do here and show him off. So here we go. So here he is. So he comes, he's basically like a little puppet. So parts of him are plastic. And then, it's really cool because it has like actual little tufts of hair here or there. The legs and the arms are semi-posable. It's got joints here at the hands and the arms right on over here. And then of course, he moves like that at the knees, and he can move at the feet as well. So nice articulation actually. So 1, 2, 3 on the legs, and the arms 1, 2, and then 3 on the arm parts of the wrist, elbow, shoulder, ankle, knee, and then the hips area. And of course the head can move. So this part here is all plastic. Arms and legs are all plastic. But the body is made of this little kind of rubber, this almost a silicone feeling rubbery material that gives you the feeling of skin. And so is his head and his jaws. This part here is plastic and he has little tufts of hair. So really cute, okay? And then you have his tail here as well that you can play with. And then back here is this little shoulder magnet, and I'll get into how to use that in a second. And then from the bottom, you see this black cord that's connected to this control. Okay, this is the puppet part of this little toy. And so for those of you who may or may not know, they were selling these little tiny Groot souvenirs. We can put a little magnetic pad underneath your shoulder, and then you put the Groot on top of it. He just kind of sits there. You can put him on your shoulder or your hat. It was a bit of a fad. A lot of people bought it. It was kind of cute. So I guess for Galaxy's Edge, they wanted to take it to the next level. And instead of this little tiny Groot, they decided to put on a whole Kowakian spider monkey for you, okay? That's right, it's a spider monkey, not a lizard. So they actually decided to give you Salacious Crumb. And so the way it's supposed to work is, you take this, okay, and then you put it on underneath your, your shirt, whether it's a sweater or whatnot, just like that. So let me refocus. You can actually see me. Okay, so you put it over here, and then he's magnetized. And so he actually kind of sits like this. And if you got the magnet part correct, he just kind of goes like that, and then you control with your hand right over here. You can go down your sleeve or whatever. So yeah, he's already seated. So there you go. And then you can sort of, put him here. You can control exactly where you want him to be. If you have a little bit, obviously, thicker sweaters or overcoats or pullovers or whatever, it works a little bit better. This is just a very, very flimsy t-shirt. It's the Haunted Mansion Annual Pass Holders t-shirt for those of you who are looking. And then there you go. It actually fits best for kids. Like this thing would fit like Abby really, really well. But for me, it's a little bit big. It's a little bit small for adults. You can actually feel the bulge of the magnet as it's doing its thing. And then, you put them on over here, and hopefully you can kind of appreciate that. Okay, so here you go, you're sitting there. And the controls do a few things. So there's one control that moves the head like this. See, you can move the head just like that. And then this trigger actually makes him talk and laugh, which is sort of the highlight, right, of doing it. Now, in order for that to happen, you have to turn the switch on, so there's a battery. So and the switch is on his butt. So let's do that. So now you can hear him laughing. So you can turn him like this. And then when you press the trigger at the bottom, you will, I don't know how it works exactly, but it's supposed to open his mouth, and then he's supposed to talk or laugh. Let's see if it works. Yeah, there you go. So by combining the head movement and the trigger, you can, do some pretty hilarious stuff, Hilarious. And he can talk, I think, a little bit more too. So, sometimes this works because, again, it just has to do with how responsive this is. So when he comes already packaged with all of this stuff, like completely wired and rolled up in like a circle, you know, this won't work. You have to completely, like, you know, unsheath it, unhook it, and then by pressing the trigger, you can get him to talk. And a lot of it just kind of depends on how finicky it is. I think the one I set to Joe was a lot more sensitive. Like, definitely you press the trigger, it'll do it. Here, as you can see, it kind of comes and goes. Like, I'm pressing right now. There you go, okay? So I think depending on how you do it, maybe the trigger doesn't go all the way in and do whatever it's supposed to do as easily. Like, it goes through the butt, and I just don't know what it does up there to basically switch the chip on. But that's kind of interesting, right? Like, you know, how the cord is and how twisted it is determines how well this thing works. So, you know, it's awesome. I mean, I love it. You can walk around, you can, you know, move his head around, you can have him talk. It's a great gimmick, you know, and it never gets old, as they say. So it's a really good toy. My kids love it. Retails for $70. So you have to decide for yourself if $70 is worth having Salacious Crumb, your own personal Salacious Crumb on your shoulder, making your day a happy one. So, you know, there you have it. Not the sort of thing that you know, take to work or anything like that, but I think if you're going to go back to Galaxy's Edge, I think they have this sort of, they want to create this sort of culture where if you go back to Galaxy's Edge, there's all sorts of cool toys you can bring back that just, again, adds a lot of spice to the land. So you can bring your lightsaber there, for instance, at night and play with it. You can have your droid in your backpack, and the droid's going to react as you go through the various lands as the Bluetooth gets activated. And they can walk around with Salacious Crumb, where anywhere else people are going to think like you're crazy. But in Galaxy's Edge, you know, you're one of the cool crowd. And then, you know, you can pretend that he's looking around on your shoulder, seeing what's going on. And you feel like, you know, you're Jabba yourself. And then when he sees something funny, you press the trigger. How good is that? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at Salacious Crumb. He's exclusive to Galaxy's Edge. You can find him in the bazaar. And I think, you know, he's a great little guy. I mean, it's a lot of fun to play with, and definitely worth it, you know, if you have the cash to spend and all of that. And it's a great souvenir. And actually, no, I say it's like not as pricey, but the droid is like only 100 and this guy's 70. So it's only a $30 difference between this guy and like your own droid. So you have to kind of decide for yourself the whole value, you know, quotient of something like that. So in any case, I hope you enjoyed that particular review, and I will end on him giving you one last laugh goodbye. Until next time, take care.